Okay, so we're back in Midnight Protocol, a turn-based hacking adventure game. This is episode 3, I think. We've gone through the tutorial. The honeypot mission was the last episode of the tutorial, according to my Steam achievements. So we've already tested out Bridge 1. That was in the last video. So now we're going to try out Encryption 1. This is just another challenge we're going to try. So there's a private network used to train police sysops, systems operators, obviously, on encryption nodes. If you know the address, it's an easy cash grab, but you might also learn something along the way. Now the trace is 6, which means it can trace us pretty quickly. It has an encryption node, and it has ICE, just one ICE that we know of. And there's an encryption node and a finance node. I'm not sure, I think this might be the first time we ever had an encryption node. I can't remember. We'll go in and we'll see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? Stand by. And here we go. Here's this wonderful interface. Now I don't know if we're going to see the what is the chat window? It doesn't seem like there's anything in chat at the moment. Alright, so here we are. We've got 2 turns. I'm wondering if at some point we will be able to increase the number of actions we get per turn. So we'll get a player trust. So you can see there's a turn order over there. So I don't know if there's multiplayer. I don't think there's multiplayer or anything. So I see the encryption node. We're on the interface node right now. Now I'm assuming that we're not just going to be able to move straight to the encryption node, and you see that there's some sort of like line going there, and I forgot what the C stands for. So we're gonna have some learning here to see what happens. Let's just see what happens. All right, let's run Sniffer, and I'm gonna run it on E0. All right, so there's no ICE on the E0. So let's see if we can just move E0. All right, so we're out of actions, but on this node, if we interface, that'll decrypt it. Reduces encryption strength by 30%. Once strength is 0, any protected nodes can be interacted with. Strength at 100, 100. So it's going to take us at least 4 turns to decrypt it. And I'm assuming that there's some sort of program we can get later that will help reduce that. So we're going to have to do now, since we're on here, we can run Cloak at full capacity. Sniffer's still running, so we can run Cloak at full capacity. So that'll give us a 56.25% chance of not getting detected, and when Sniffer runs out, we can crank Cloak all the way up. We're right next to the entrance node, A0, so if we need to, we can hop over there and interface with that and knock the trace down by 3, which we'll probably have to do. So let's start decrypting this. So it's out of 70 out of 100 now, so we have to end our turn, and the trace protocol failed. Okay, so that gave us a good shot, so we're just gonna use our up arrow 2 times to interface. I wonder if we can interface. I wonder if we can put 2 on there. No, the 2 doesn't do anything. I thought maybe we could do interface twice with just 1 command, but we can't. So interface. So now it's down to 10. So now we have to end our turn. Like I said, I'm assuming at some point there'll be something we could put here that'll continue to decrypt it while we go to a different node, but not right now. So the trace protocol failed again. So we're doing pretty good so far. Cloak is doing pretty good for us. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it all the way up. So a slice up, Cloak. Hopefully we do slice up, Cloak, 2. All right, so now we got 75% chance. Now we can interface, and this should be the, I don't know what information. What does information do? Oh, it just shows us the same stuff there again. What are all the commands we can do? Chat, map, challenges, hardware, min, max, collapse. Can we look at all of our, all the system aliases or commands that create a new system alias? I'm assuming it's going to show us all that at some point. Cloak, dagger, leech, sniffer, tunnel. And we don't have any ICE to worry about at the moment, so I'm not going to worry about that. What does map do? Oh, if we have something like this, then I'm assuming that at some point these are going to get really big. So we're at E0, A0, C0. We want to get to F0 and scam off some financial stuff. So we have to run interface one more time. All right, so now we are decrypted. So that removed the arrow. So that means now we can move A0. End our turn. Trace protocol failed again. Now we could go ahead and use interface. I don't know how long it's going to take us to go there. So now we're going to have to run sniffer on. All right, we're going to have to do SL down cloak 2. And now we're going to have to run sniffer C0. Because it takes at least. Right, there's no ice on C0 either. So now we can move C0. And so now we have to end our turn. Now I'm assuming that there's going to be, now they said there was at least one ice on this network. So I'm assuming there's going to be ice between here and F0. And I noticed that and I remember reading somewhere that sometimes it's good to let the ice hit you. Like if you know what the ice is going to be, like here I'm running, like if I was running a program and that program runs for 4 turns. And sometimes when you can go into an ice node, it kills any running programs you have running. So if you needed to get rid of a program, sometimes running into ice on purpose can help you manage your slices. We haven't gotten that far. I'm sure that'll be something we have to consider in the future. So there's no, did we already run it? No, sniffer was already running. So sniffer F0. Insufficient slices. All right, so SL down, cloak 2. Then we'll run sniffer F0. Can't have it running twice. So we'll go ahead and put cloak back up to maximum strength. We'll end. Trace protocol worked that time, but sniffer is no longer running. So we'll do sniffer F0. All right, so there is ice there, a binary wall. So so now we have to run dagger on F0. And dagger will keep attacking it. Right now we can only give dagger 2 slices. I don't want to completely remove cloak at the moment. So now we're out of actions. Trace protocol was succeeded, so we've got 3 turns left. Now we can always hop back over. And so the binary wall is only got 22. Sniffer is going to run one more time. So let's move back to A0 and do interface here. And that'll reset the trace. So we're back down to 0. So let's end. Dagger is still running. So dagger is running on that node, which is good to know. So we can move to C0. We move to F0. And if we interface here, it'll transfer 30 credits from this node to your personal account. Now we have to do this 150, so we have to do this at least 5 times to get all of the stuff. So can I run leech here? Can run leech with, let's run leech with 4. No, we have to end. We're going to SL up. Cloak, but 2. Well, I guess I can do it maximum for the end of the turn. Okay, so there, and there. I like planning ahead, even though it didn't help. All right, so leech 4. So SL down, cloak 4, leech 4. Now leech is running. Can I interface at the same time? All right, so we were able to get 50 of them so far. So then I'm going to end my turn. Trace failed. Okay, good. So we got an extra turn. Leech is still running. Now I can interface again. Can I interface more than once per turn? Yes, I can. So now there's only 20 credits left. And if I'm not mistaken, Leech will get the rest of those. All right, so we've gotten all 150 credits. We've been to every node, so we should be able to exit now. And we should have achieved everything. A plus. Got 150 credits, no reputation. This is just another training mission, I believe. But we did learn about encryption nodes. And they weren't too hard. So I noticed that things are taking longer to hack through and longer to drain. So hopefully we'll get some information on what to do about those. And if you notice, the black market is now blinking. So which means we should have access to another program, Spoon. Install on an encryption node to reduce encryption by 35 cents per turn on 8 slices. Will not alert a system operator. Nobody knows how Spoon works. Spoon is enigmatic. Spoon sets free. Spoon is creation. Spoon is life, man. And so, what do we want to do? Troll toll. The bridge network grants 1 extra action. So that's probably going to be needed for the bridge challenge. So we have this one. This address was already present on your terminal and was released on a timer. Did Clover install this? We don't know what's on there. I'm going to assume that is going to be our next story mission, but we have Encryption 2 and Bridge 2. I'm going to do Bridge 2. I'm sorry, I'm going to do Encryption 2. Let's go back to Black Market. We're going to buy Spoon. I think that's what the game is trying to get us to do. And go to Deck. I'm going to replace... let's replace Tunnel with Spoon. And then let's go back to addresses and see if this is going to let us get through Bridge 2. So got a little bit longer trace for this one. A scatter telecom network for street and downtown Prague. For a street in downtown Prague. Clearly outsourced to the lowest bidder. All right, so trace 8, we got a little bit longer time for this mission. Looks like there's a bridge node and there's a finance node. So I did install, just let me double check. I did install, and we were going to do the encryption. That's right, we were going to do the encryption, sorry. So addresses, encryption, 2 encryption nodes, 1 ICE. ICE is in proximity to the encryption node. Same cops, different network. Got trace 10. So this is a longer one. So let's give this one a shot. All right, so we got an encryption node there. It looks like we've got 3 encryption nodes. Where are we at? We're right there in the middle. So C0. We probably can't move to C1 yet, so we probably have to move to C0. Now there is a ICE close to one of the encryption nodes. So we need to run sniffer C0. There's no ICE, so move C0. C0 is a connection node. No interface actions here whatsoever. So I guess we need to move sniffer E0. And we're at the end of our turn. I should have activated. Alright, so sniffer E0. Program already running. That's gonna be a problem. So that one says that it's locked. So I'm guessing I need to go to... Alright, let's move to E0. We're learning here. Move to A0. Sorry. Move to A0. And then... let's go ahead and bring Cloak up. Okay, so end. Trace was a success. The sniffer. Alright, so I think we can just move to C1. Move to C1. There we go. Then we can't move to F0 because it's locked. We can move to E1. We need to move sniffer E1. There's no ICE there. So how many slices? We don't have any slices available, so we have to end our turn. Trace succeeded again. Alright, so now let's move E1. Alright, so we can interface here, And we can reduce decrypt strength by 30. By doing that, we have 2 actions left. We want to install our new program, which was called I forgot what it was called. It's called Spoon. Program requires at least 1 slice. So SL down, cloak 1. Now spoon. Spooned for 4% because we only gave it 1 slice. So now we are out of actions. And so luckily we... Alright, so spoon is still running, so it's going to be 4% per turn. So let's SL up cloak to bring it up to 6. Let's SL up spoon 1. We still got 1 slice left, so SL up cloak 1. And then now we can interface. And then we can interface again. Remember when we SL up or SL down, it doesn't require an action, which is good to know. The trace protocol succeeded again, but we still have 6 slices left. So interface, we should be able to interface it and terminate it this time. So you notice that spoon automatically terminated because there was nothing left for it to do. So now we have to move back to C1. Okay, we're gonna SL up, we're gonna max cloak because we have to move back to A0. We can't go to F0 because it's encrypted. By unlocking E1, that unlocked that other node over there. I believe that was C0. Now we have to end our turn. Wow, they succeeded again. So when we pass through A0, we're gonna go ahead and interface, decrease the trace. Now we have to end. And so luckily the trace failed that time. So now we're gonna move to C0, which is just an interface node. We already know there's no ice on E0. Right? Or did it not work because it was locked? Do I want to run sniffer again on E0 now that it's unlocked? Because it said the ice was in proximity. What was it called? Information port scanner. Ice in proximity to encryption node. So there was no ice at that encryption node. So I think we need to run SL down cloak 2 sniffer E0. Yeah, there we go. Scorpion increases the trace by 1 and installs poison malware. Poison increases the trace each turn. Poison can be removed. So I'm guessing that since we found it, it's not going to poison us. So trace failed. Thank you. Now I could just end my turn again, but I'm not going to. SL down cloak 2 dagger E0. It's gonna take a while to get rid of Scorpion. So can I run dagger again? Can I have multiple instances of dagger running? Probably not. But I guess we can find out. SL down cloak. Might as well find out. I mean, if we can have multiple instances running, that's going to be pretty awesome. Probably not, because we'll just build a SL. Let's see. All right, so let's SL up dagger 2. Then end our turn. Trace protocol failed. Dagger should run again. It's going to take it down another bunch of notch. And now sniffer has stopped running, so we're going to SL up. So max dagger. So that's going to do 33.8, and it's still got, we could turn off cloak completely. So min cloak. Cloak needs at least 2. So I want to leave cloak up at least a little bit. Dagger should Dagger still needs one more turn, unfortunately, but it only needs to do 7.5, so we can increase cloak. So SL down, Dagger 4. So now it's going to do 11.3. So now we can do max cloak, which brings us up to 56.25% chance of avoiding detection, which is pretty good. We'll end. So Dagger should, and the protocol failed, so that's good. Dagger should finish off that disgusting looking scorpion. Sorry if you're a scorpion fan. Now we can move to E0. So now we have to, so we got one action left. We can run spoon. Then we'll give it 2. So spoon for 9%. So trace protocol failed. That is good news. So now we can interface. And then we can interface again. Don't want information, we want interface. So it's only got 23 left. The spoon is going to knock off a 9% of it. So we can just get rid of spoon, max out cloak. Can we just remove spoon? I can't remember if we can just remove a program. Help. Chat map challenge min max minimum slices alias unaliases exit. We don't want to exit, so spoon is still going to run for at least one more turn. But can we just have min spoon and then max cloak? Here we go. End. Protocol failed. I don't know if you can hear those birds behind me or not. Interface. So now all of the stuff is gone, but now we have to move all the way back over there. So move C0 max cloak. All right, so end. Trace protocol succeeded, but we still got 6 turns left. Move A0. Move C1. End. Trace protocol failed. Good. So now we just got to get to F0. There was only one ice. Good to know how many ices there are. I'm assuming that won't always be the case. I'm assuming that at some point you're not going to know how many ices are available. So now we're on the financial node, so we can enter. There's only 30 credits on this one. I mean, there's only 50 credits, so we don't even need to run anything. I guess we can run leech. Requires at least 2, so cloak, SL down, cloak, 2, leech. Oh. So max, cloak. Not that it really matters. In turn. So now all I have to do is just interface and we are done. So the finance node has been drained. Everything is clear. We've decrypted everything. I don't know what the chat is for. Could be interesting. All right, now we can exit. Port connection. So we have 50 credits, another A+, and we can advance. So if there's anything new unlocked, we got a new email. The Wire Trials 2062. What draws us to the net like moths to a flame? Is it that shot of adrenaline, the drive to compete, the challenge of laying bare that which, with absolute confidence, was considered impenetrable? Our team is once again delighted to announce the Wire Trials, a chance to test your mettle in an atmosphere of friendly competition. First up, qualifications. Behold, an inconspicuous home network. This unsuspecting family of 4 was woefully unprotected. We took it upon ourselves to reinforce the security with some ice. Your mission, download the contents of the smart fridge before time runs out to qualify for the next round. The financial node was added as an extra prize or time sync. Wink. So I can do that one if I want to, and this was... Okay, so there's that. So these are ones we've already read or replied to. So we can do this one at some point. We don't have to accept the transfer at the moment, I believe. So what are our addresses? So we still have the playground, and we have bridge 2. And nothing new was added to the black market. We can purchase Troll Toll, activate a bridge node anywhere on the network. I think we're going to need that for bridge 2. So I'm going ahead and buy it. So if you notice in our deck, so what we need to do is on our next episode, we're going to go after bridge 2 and do that challenge. I'm pretty sure that's why they wanted us to buy Troll Toll. And just one other thing I noticed on here is apps. If you look at the apps, you can leave yourself a memo. Now there's already some memos in here. So just start strategics, private.ear, prosopone casting, BGP. I'm going to look at these in the next episode. They might be available on intranet. Just things we can look at. They might be side missions, they might be unrelated, they might just be flavor text. There's another mini game in here called Hacker Chess, which I haven't had a chance to look at too much yet. Capture your opponent's king or put your own on the starting space of the enemy king. It looks like you're playing against an AI. So that's just something to look at. There is set theme. Let's see if they have one for... they don't have one that's blue. I like blue, so I'll just leave it as stay. You can advance the clock. Not sure why you would want to do that. Audio. Not sure what that was about. And then there's something called the edge of net. I don't know what that is about. You can type stuff in there, but I don't know what it does. So lots of things still left to come. So that is still... I'm not going to do the wire trials yet. I'm going to go ahead and install Troll Toll in place of Spoon. And then on our next episode, we will go into the Bridge 2 challenge and see what that is. So thank you for watching so far. I'm really enjoying this game. I mean, so far, the puzzles are still just beginner puzzles. Who knows, maybe in another hour or two of playtime when the puzzles get harder, I'll be ready to throw my microphone through the window. But who knows? Looks pretty good so far. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you in the next episode.